Welcome to my backyard garden. Today I'm going to start my tomatoes, and I'm going to start my tomatoes this year in soil blocks. This is my mini soil block maker. It makes slightly under 3/4 inch soil blocks, and in here you'll see it's got these little nubs there. Those are what leaves a little indentation in each block to put your seeds in. This is my seed starting mix. If you didn't see how I put this together, then I'll leave a link to the video on that at the end of this video. This is the tray that's made specifically for these soil blocks, and you see it's lattice work on the bottom, and that just sits in a normal cell tray. First thing I want to do though is get my seed, the seed starting mix ready to make the blocks. Alright, so we have to get the seed starting mix wet, and you need it wet enough so that the mix binds together and doesn't fall apart. And can't get it too wet, because if it's too wet it gets soupy and it won't hold together. So I found that my ratio of 3 parts of the mix and 1 part water works really well. I've got 4 cups here. I'm going to pour about 1.5 cups of water in here and mix it up, and we'll see how it goes. Yep, that's good. All right, that's getting mixed up pretty good. Now I use boiling water in this, and the reason you want to use boiling water is the hot water will kill off any bacteria, fungus, or anything else that you don't want in your mix. I'm just going to let that sit for a while and cool off. Okay, first I put a little bit more water in here. See how it's kind of puddling just a little bit on the surface? That's the consistency you want. Now, I already made 1 set of blocks, and all you do is you go in here and you work it in really well and push it down in there, and see if you can see here, you can see the water's kind of puddling up above the blocks there, the opening. You can do that. Now sometimes it doesn't quite go down as well, and if that's the case, use the spoon. So we get that on here, push it in really well. You can't use too much of the mix when you're doing this. And then all you do is just take a little knife and slice off the bottom of that and make your blocks. Now I'm going to go here, and I give it a little compression there and then lift it off. There's my blocks. Okay, let's show you how this looks. If you want to look right there in that is the little indentation where the seeds are going to get planted. And I have now room for 40 plants. I'm going to plant 40 tomatoes. I always plant 3 or 4 times what I need, because I'm only going to need about 10 this year. And but that's what you do. And you see right here in between each of the blocks, that's where the roots are going to air prune themselves. So what will happen is the plants grow, the roots will fill in the blocks, and that will help hold the blocks together and make them easy to transplant. Okay, that was it. All I had to do now is push the seeds down into the mix a little bit better, so they make better contact and they'll sprout. Now, not all of these seeds will sprout. However, that's why I planted so many. I've got actually 10 pear, 10 cherry, and I've got 20 of a big beef type called Jetstar. And so all I will do is, once they sprout and grow large enough, probably a couple inches, I'll transplant them into a larger soil block and then leave them there to grow until it's time to transplant them, probably in about beginning of May. Hey, one more thing about watering. You want to use a spray bottle and just spray these on a misting setting. You don't want to squirt them. and you don't want to pour water on top of the blocks because they'll dissolve. The other option is to lift this tray out, pour water underneath there in the tray, and then set this back in, but you don't want to put too much water in there again, because if the water level is too high, these blocks will just dissolve. Okay, that's it. Hope that was helpful. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to leave comments and questions down below, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you would, and hit that bell so you can be notified of all my new videos. Back soon with more stuff. Bye-bye.